Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to show you today how to crochet this crew neck cardigan. It is crocheted with the knit stitch. The pattern it is developed from S to 3XL. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. For this project I'm going to use acrylic, which is called Amigo XL from Hobby. It is 50 grams per skein, and 50 grams, one skein 50 grams has 100 meters, and I would put it in the medium size. I am also using a 6mm hook, so I'm going to crochet a size S. We are going to crochet not horizontally but vertically, which means that we are going to crochet the piece like this. So I'm going to start crocheting the back panel. So I'm starting with 39 chain stitches. Once I have the 39 chain stitches, this is for the underarm, so the length is going to be like this. We are working our work like this, but this is going to be turned upside down, okay? I hope this makes sense, but later on I'm going to explain to you even further. So once I have 39 chain stitches, I'm going to skip one chain stitch, and I am going to work from the bottom ribbing upwards, and here is going to be the underarm. So I'm going to start with the ribbing, which is 4 slip stitches. So I'm going to skip the first chain stitch and I'm going to crochet 1 slip stitch in the second chain stitch and a second one until I have 4 slip stitches in total. And then the rest I'm going to crochet with a closed half double crochet. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull through. You have 3 loops, and this one that you pulled through, this loop, pull it through the other 2, and just crochet this stitch until the end. So in total there are going to be 38 stitches, but 4 of them are going to be slip stitches and 34 are going to be closed half double crochet stitches. So here it is, 4 slip stitches, 34 closed half double crochets, and this is my first row. Now I'm going to do 1 chain, turn my work, and now I'm going to work through the back loop. And I'm going to work 34 closed half double crochet stitches and 4 slip stitches over here at the end, all of them through the back loop. So I am going to yarn over, skip the chain that I just crocheted, and insert the hook on the back loop of the second stitch from the hook, pull through and closed half double crochet, and continue crocheting closed half double crochet through the back loop until you have 34 in my case, and I am left with 4 stitches here at the end, and this last 4 stitches slip stitches. So once I finish 34 slip stitches through the back loop, closed half double crochet through the back loop, the last 4 ones, I'm going to crochet slip stitches through the back loop. This is the bottom ribbing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. I'm going to do 1 chain and I'm going to turn my work on the other side now. So this is 1 ribbing. 1 ribbing has 2 rows. 1 row from down up and 1 row from up down. So now I'm going to crochet the second ribbing, the 3rd row and the 4th row. So I'm going to crochet this pattern for the second ribbing, 4 slip stitches, 34 closed half double crochet stitches through the back loop, Then here I'm going to crochet chains because I'm going to increase for the shoulder. So first let's continue the pattern, 4 slip stitches and 34 closed half double crochet, and all through the back loop. So 4 slip stitches, 1, 2, and then all the rest of the stitches until the end with closed half double crochet through the back loop. Okay, here we are. I finished the pattern and now I am increasing with 32 stitches, which means I have to crochet 33 chain stitches because one chain stitch we always need for the turning. So 33 chain stitches. And once we do this 33 chain stitches, this is the pattern for the 3rd row. So we are going to turn our work and now do the 4th row. So I'm going to skip the 1st chain from the hook and insert the hook on the 2nd chain from the hook, but yarn over first, insert the hook on the 2nd chain from the hook and closed half double crochet. So continue crocheting closed half double crochets on all the chain stitches. So in total I'm going to have 32 closed half double crochet until I arrive here at the point where is my last chain stitch. And once I finish the 32 closed half double crochet through all the chain stitches, now I'm going to continue crocheting closed half double crochet, but now through the back loop, and I have another 34 closed half double crochet stitches to do on top of these other stitches. And here we are going to change now then to slip stitches. So the last 4 ones are going to be 4 slip stitches. And once I finish all my 34 stitches here with closed half double crochet, the last one, as I told you, I'm going to do slip stitches through the back loop. And this means that I have finished the 4th row or the 2nd ribbing. I'm going to do one more chain, and yeah, this is the 2nd ribbing of the pattern. So as you saw now, we did at the 2nd ribbing I did the increase for the shoulder. Now I'm going to continue crocheting the same pattern for another 30 ribbings, which means another 60 rows. So as I told you, one ribbing has 1 row upwards and 1 row downwards. So I already crocheted 1 ribbing here for the shoulders. So I am going to crochet another 30 ribbings like this, or 60 rows, and then I am going to do then the decrease over here. So let's continue crocheting the same pattern, which as we did previously is going to be 4 slip stitches, and now I am going to crochet 66 closed half double crochet stitches up to here, always through the back loop, and then on the way back always we do the 1 chain and then we turn our work, and on the way back we crochet closed half double crochet stitches, all the stitches through the back loop until the last 4 stitches over here, and then we crochet then the 4 slip stitches through the back loop. So this is the pattern that I am going to continue for another 30 ribbings. Okay, you guys, here we are. I finished in total 31 ribbings, and now I am going to match the other side. So I am going to crochet 1 more ribbing, 4 slip stitches, 34 closed half double crochet stitches through the back loop, and then I will do that on my way back. And then I am going to be finished with this panel for the back. So I am going to crochet 1 more time, repeating this ribbing over here, 1 more ribbing or 2 rows. So here we are, the back panel is finished, and now we are going to start the pattern for the front panel. We're going to have two front panels which are going to have the same pattern, so you just repeat that pattern 2 times. So for the front panel for size S, I am going to start again with 39 chain stitches. Then once I finish 39 chain stitches, I'm going to skip the first chain stitch, insert the hook on the second chain stitch and slip stitch, and continue doing that for in total 4 slip stitches. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 slip stitches for starting with for the pattern, and then the rest, which are 34 stitches with closed half double crochet. Once all the stitches are crocheted, in total 38 for my size, I'm going to do 1 chain, turn my work, and I'm going to work on the way back. So I'm going to work through the back loop and yarn over, skip the chain from the hook and insert the hook on the back loop of the second stitch from the hook and a closed half double crochet. So I'm going to continue closed half double crochet through the back loop until I have in total 34, and the last 4 stitches I'm going to do them with slip stitch again through the back loop. This is the pattern for the second row. Okay, here we are. So I finished the first ribbing, which looks like this. Now we are going to start the pattern for the second ribbing. So the second ribbing has, as we said, one ribbing has 2 rows. So I'm going to start the pattern for the third row, which is going to be 4 slip stitches, 34 closed half double crochets until here. Then we're going to add chain stitches because we need to increase for the shoulder. So the pattern is going to start like this. So first I will do 1 chain stitch to turn, and I'm going to repeat the same pattern up to here. So 4 slip stitches and 34 closed half double crochet stitches through the back loop. And here we are. So once I came to the end here, I am going to crochet 33 chain stitches for size S. So once I have 33 chain stitches, I am going to skip the first chain stitch and insert the hook on the second chain stitch and crocheting a closed half double crochet on the second stitch from the hook. So I'm going to continue closed half double crochet stitches until I arrive here. So these are going to be on the chain stitches, so are going to be in total 32 over here until we arrive here. Then we are going to switch to again the same stitch, closed half double crochet, but now through the back loop until we arrive to the 4 slip stitches here at the end. So I'm going to continue crocheting 32 closed half double crochet stitches in all the chains, and then 34 through the back loop, continuing up here, and 4 slip stitches to the end. So here we are, we switch to closed half double crochet through the back loop once we arrive here. And at the end, the last 4 stitches, 4 slip stitches through the back loop. One chain and turn your work. And here we are. This is the first ribbing, which goes up to the shoulder. And we are going to repeat this pattern until we have in total 10 ribbings. So 10 ribbings are 20 rows. We already did 1 ribbing, so we already did 2 rows. So that means we are going to continue crocheting another 18 rows, forth and back, until we have to start decreasing for the neckline. Okay, so continue crocheting this pattern, which in my case for size S is 4 slip stitches, 66 closed half double crochet through the back loop, and on the way back the same pattern until I have in total 10 ribbings for size S. And here we are. So here is the shoulder part. I have 10 ribbons with the same pattern as I told you previously. Now I am going to start crocheting ribbings, but up to a certain point, because I am doing decreases. And the pattern for size S follows like this. I am going to crochet the ribbing up to a point over here, and I am going to decrease for each ribbing 3 stitches. So that means that I am going to go for the first ribbing 3 stitches less, and then on the way back the same pattern. And I am going to continue the second ribbing 3 stitches less, and then on the way back the same pattern. In my size S, I am going to decrease for 5 ribbings. So it is going to work like this. We are going to decrease the 3 stitches only on the way up, but not on the way down. So the pattern for the first ribbing that we decrease for size S, it is going to be skip the chain stitch and 4 slip stitches through the back loop. And then switch to closed half double crochet through the back loop until 3 stitches left over here. So for my size I have 66 closed half double crochet, but I am going to crochet only 63 of them. And here we are. I came up here and I left the last 3 stitches, which I am going to decrease. I'm going to do 1 chain stitch, turn my work, and I'm going to crochet the same amount of stitches on the way back. So for my size it's going to be 63 closed half double crochets through the back loop and 4 slip stitches through the back loop. And here we are. I finished the whole ribbing to the end. I'm going to continue crocheting another 4 ribbings, and for each ribbing I am going to decrease with 3 stitches, always on the way up. So in total for my size I am going to decrease with 15 stitches. At the end, when I will finish the 5th ribbing and I'm on the way back, I'm going to be left with 55 stitches. 4 stitches are slip stitches over here, and 51 stitches are going to be closed half double crochet on the front. I really hope this makes sense, but you have to do the amount of decreases for your own size. So I will meet you once I finished all the 5 ribbings where I do the decreases for the shaping of the neck over here. Okay, so I will meet you. I have to do 4 more ribbings, so I will meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, here we are. So I finished the 5 ribbings for the decreases. So for each ribbing, 3 decreases. You are going to do the same for the other side. Before I cut the yarn, I am going to continue this pattern because here it is going to be 1 ribbing where we're gonna have the buttons. So in 1 panel we are just going to do 8 rows of slip stitch for this edge over here. So I will continue to do slip stitches up to here and then backwards. So in my case for size S I have in total 55 stitches over here, right? So all these 55 stitches I'm gonna do slip stitch, but I'm gonna do that for 8 rows. But for the other panel I am going to do also the openings of the buttons. So that's why for the other panel I am going to do 4 rows, so 1 row up, 1 row down, and then 1 row up and 1 row down, and then 4 rows with slip stitch. Then the 5th row I am going to do the openings for the buttons. So I am going to do together with you the pattern for the opening of the buttons, and the other one you just continue crocheting 8 rows forth and back with a slip stitch through the back loop. Okay, so we are going to continue this pattern by crocheting first a slip stitch through the back loop for all the stitches up here. Firstly 4 rows, so 2 rows up and 2 rows down. We are going to end up again in this side. So skip the chain stitch and insert through the back loop and slip stitch, and do that for 4 rows. And here we are. I went 4 rows up and down, and now here at the 5th row I am going to do the divisions of the buttons. I am planning to use these buttons which are about 2.5 centimeter in diameter, so about 1 inch. The diameter is about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter of these buttons, but you can also use bigger and you use 3 of them. I mean, at least in my case, in my size. So just try to divide them because this pattern has also a crew neck, so I'm going to go over here as well and modeling here the neck part. So one button, it is going to be here on the top. This is how I'm going to place it. So one of them I'm going to do a hole later on. Then I'm going to use another 3 of them, and I'm going to put one here. Try to find the same distance, so maybe a little bit here. So this is how I'm planning, and because it's 2.5 centimeters, I have checked, and I will need a hole of 2 stitches, which means that I need to skip 2 stitches for the whole of one button. But if you have bigger ones, you can skip 3 stitches. Okay, so that is the plan. So I will just put them here. So first I'm going to do the buttonhole for the first one, and then I can calculate the other ones. I am showing to you how you can calculate the position because for different kind of sizes there is different kind of counting, so just do that. Okay, so I'm gonna skip the chain stitch and I'm gonna do 2 slip stitches, so 1 slip stitch and 2, because I do need some space over here. So the first button, it's going to be after the 2 slip stitches, so I'm gonna do 2 chain stitches, 1 and 2. I'm gonna skip 2 stitches here at the bottom, so 1, 2, and I'm gonna do a slip stitch on the 3rd stitch. So this is the first button hole that I have, and if I try it, it goes here very, yeah, it's not tight and not too wide, so it's perfect. Okay, so then the rest of the stitches, I'm going to divide them in a way that I have the similar distance between here, here and here. So I used 2 stitches and 2 stitches over here, and this is my 5th stitch. So I have a rest, the left is, now the rest here is 50 stitches, because in total I have 55. So I'm going to divide them in a way that I have a similar distance over here, okay? So from my calculations, because I have to divide for 3 buttons, so it's going to be 1 space, 2 space and 3 spaces. And I'm taking out these 2 stitches over here, so I divided 53 divided by 3, so that means that together with the holes, 2 of them are going to be 18 stitches and 1 of them is going to be 17 stitches. So I decided the first one to be 17 stitches. I already took out 17 minus 2 for the hole is already 15, so I'm going to crochet now 15 slip stitches. Then I'm going to do 1 hole, so I'm going to skip 2 stitches, then I'm going to crochet 16 slip stitches, then again skip 2 stitches and crochet another 16, and I'm going to be at the end. So in my case, the division, it is going to be like this: 2 slip stitches, leave 2 stitches, 15 slip stitches, leave 2 stitches, 16 slip stitches, leave 2 stitches, and at the end 16 slip stitches. So I hope this makes sense, but this is the division. So I'm going to crochet 15 slip stitches, and one I already did here when I skipped. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so then I am going to do 2 chain stitches. Again, skip 2 stitches, and I'm gonna crochet 1 slip stitch here. And now, oh, this is my first slip stitch, so I'm gonna continue 16 slip stitches. Again, skip 2, and the left ones here at the end are going to be 16. So I'm gonna finish that. Then I'm gonna show you how they look like. And here we are. So this is how it looks like. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this was how I opened the buttons and the buttonholes, and the rest is just the same as previously. So I am going to continue now crocheting all the stitches, even these 2 chain stitches. I'm going to crochet them with a slip stitch, always through the back loop. So I have 55 for my size, so I'm going to go back 55 slip stitches through the back loop. Then I'm going to go 1 more time up and 1 more time down, which means another 3 rows, and I'm going to end up once I finish another 3 rows, I'm gonna end up on this side, on the ribbing side, and I'm going to cut the yarn. So let me show you how that looks like. Okay, so here we are. I finished also the 4 rows, 4th and back over here, and here I have the holes. I'm gonna just cut the yarn over here because I don't need it anymore, and then I will just repeat the same pattern for the other side. And the only thing that I'm gonna do for the next panel, I'm not gonna do the holes. I'm just gonna go 8 rows 4th and back with a slip stitch over here. So now I'm gonna finish the other panel, and I'm going to show you then the pattern for the sleeves. So here are now all the pieces that I have made. So this is the back panel, this is the front panel, this is the front panel with the holes, buttonholes. Then we have the other front panel, and this one does not have buttonholes, so we're gonna put it under the other one. Now I am going to show you the pattern for the sleeves. So this is how the sleeve will look like, very simple sleeve. I'm just going to show you the construction of it. It is, we will start with a certain amount, and we are going to do 1 ribbing for my size with that amount, and then we are going to add over here. So we're gonna have kind of like a small shaping over here. But that's it. Then we're going to work straight and then do again the last ribbing. We're going to decrease the same amount of stitches that we increased over here. That's it. It's very easy. Again, we are going to go with 4 slip stitches here at the, this is going to be on the wrist side, and this is going to be the other part, and it is going to be closed half double crochet. So let me show you how we can crochet this panel, and of course we're going to crochet 2 of them. I am going to start for my size S with 79 chain stitches. So here we are. Once I have 79 chain stitches for size S, I'm going to skip the first chain stitch, and I'm going to insert the hook on the second chain stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and I'm going to continue on the next stitch, again slip stitch, until I have 4 slip stitches in total. Then I'm going to switch to closed half double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull through, and close. So I'm going to continue to do all the stitches, all the chain stitches one by one, 1 closed half double crochet. So in total there are going to be 78 stitches. 4 of them are going to be slip stitches, and 74 of them are going to be closed half double crochet stitches. So let's crochet until the end. So here it is. I finished all the stitches until the end, and I am going to do one chain now, and I'm going to turn my work on the other side to crochet the first ribbing. So this now is the second row of the first ribbing. So I am going to continue crochet all the close half double crochet stitches, again with close half double crochet stitches, and the slip stitches, the 4 slip stitches that I have here, those are always going to be slip stitches. So I am going to skip the first chain that I did, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to skip the chain that I did, and I'm going to insert the hook at the back loop, because now we work at the back loop, and crochet a closed half double crochet, and I'm going to have 74 closed half double crochets and 4 slip stitches. This is the pattern of the ribbing for the second row on the way back, because where we have the slip stitches, as you know, we have the ribbing for the wrist. So let's continue and finish the row. So in my size, 74 slip stitches through the closed half double crochet stitches through the back loop, and 4 slip stitches again through the back loop. So here we are. This is the first ribbing, which it will look like this. So for my size, we are going to have only 1 ribbing with this amount of stitches. Then we are going to start the second ribbing by adding 2 stitches on the side of the shoulder. So for that, we are going to turn the round, and I am going to do 1 chain. I'm going to turn my work now, and I'm going to skip the chain stitch that I did, and I'm going to crochet 4 slip stitches, and I'm just going to crochet the same amount of stitches as I did on the previous row. So 4 slip stitches through the back loop and 74 close half double crochet stitches through the back loop until the end over here, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to add those 2 stitches. So switch to close half double crochet stitches to the end. And here we are. Once I finished all the stitches, so this is my third row, 4 slip stitches and 74 close half double crochet stitches until the end. So for my second ribbing, actually I'm going to add stitches, and I'm going to add 3 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my work now to finish the second row for the second ribbing. So I'm going to skip the first chain stitch, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to insert the hook on the second chain stitch, and I'm going to crochet a closed half double crochet there, and a second one on the next chain stitch. So like this, I added 2 closed half double crochet stitches over here. Then the rest is just going to be the same, closed half double crochet stitches through the back loop until the last 4 stitches over here, which are going to be slip stitches, in my case 4 slip stitches through the back loop. So this is how we are adding 2 stitches on the top here on the shoulder side. So I will continue finishing up all the stitches one by one through the back loop. So here we are. I finished the full ribbing. So this is the back side, this is the front side. So here we are. This is my second ribbing, and as I told you, on the second ribbing I did increase with 2 stitches on the side of the shoulder. So I am going to continue crochet this pattern, 4 slip stitches and 76 closed half double crochet stitches, forth and back, until I have in total 28 ribbings. So I already have 1, so I'm going to continue crochet another 27. Okay guys, here we are. I finished the 28 ribbings. So here are 28, and then there is the first one here with 2 stitches less. So in total 29 for my size. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a last ribbing. So this is the 30th ribbing for my size. And here actually I am going to crochet 2 stitches less. So in total here I worked forth and back 80 stitches, 4 slip stitches and 76 closed half double crochets. But now for the 30th ribbing, which means 2 rows, 1 row up, 1 row down, it is going to be 78. So 4 slip stitches and 74 closed half double crochet. So then the last 2 I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna do the same what I did here at the beginning. So I'm going to do this ribbing, repeat it here. Finished the last ribbing, so the 2 stitches that I decreased over here, they look like this. And now I have in total 30 ribbings, and this is the full pattern of the sleeve for my size. So it will be made folded by 2, and we will have this little corner over here, and I'm going to leave some yarn so then I can use this yarn for the sewing over here. I have the back panel, I have 2 front panels, one with the holes, bottom holes, and one without, which will go underneath here. And I have 2 panels for the sleeves, the same pattern for the sleeves. So this is going to be on this side, and the other one is going to be on the other side. So now that I have all the panels, I'm going to sew them. So I'm going to sew the sleeves independently here, and then the other one here down. Then I'm going to sew the shoulders over here, and then I'm going to sew also both sides over here. Then once I have all the pieces together, then I'm going to sew the sleeves at the opening here. Of course, always maybe it's good if you use, I mean, you have your own way of sewing, but I usually use some markers, and I just pin them and pin this end, so I know exactly how I am going to sew this, so I will not have too many stitches on this side and not so many on the other side. So I hope this makes sense. Anyway, so let's go on with the sewing. I just have so many tutorials where I have sewn this kind of pattern, so I guess you also have your own way of sewing. There is no right or wrong. So I am going to sew the panels, and then I am going to show you how to finish the neck over here, because we're gonna have to do a little bit of neck over here for the crew neck. So here it is, and this is how the cardigan looks like after the sewing. Now the next thing that is remaining is the crew neck. So for the crew neck, I am going to work with a slip stitch again, and the first round I am going to shape first the neck. So I am going to go and work slip stitches and make it a little bit rounder and connect these points over here, because these are the ones that are not regular. So that's why we will need one round. The first round, it is to shape the neck. There is not an exact pattern for that, but I am just going to show you what I am doing for my crew neck. So I am just going to start here, because we are going to do the crew neck from here. So we are going to go around up here, and then we're going back until we build up to a certain point. So I'm going to grab here the first stitch, pull a loop, and try to twist it a little bit. Tidy up everything, and I am going to insert the hook on the next stitch. Try a place where to insert the hook over there. Pull through a loop, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and just do the same thing in the next stitch. Again, insert the hook, pull through, and slip stitch. So I'm going to go and do all the stitches here, slip stitches. So it will look like this. I can leave this at the back. So here is all tidied up. Now we are going to tidy up these points over here. I'm gonna insert the hook here, right here at the beginning of these 2 stitches that we increase, right here at the foot, and I'm gonna do again slip stitch. I'm gonna insert the hook in the middle here, and slip stitch, and I'm gonna insert the hook right here at the top, and again in the foot over here, where we start the next 2 increases, and I'm just gonna do a slip stitch, because like this it goes in rounds. So I'm gonna insert the hook in here in the middle. I'm gonna insert here at the top of these increases, and again at the foot over here at the end, and this is gonna be a slip stitch through both. So you can see that it is now taking a circle. It's being more regular. So that's what I'm gonna do up here, and here I'm gonna just crochet all the stitches one by one with a slip stitch, and then on the way back again I am going to apply the same the same method that I used over here. So I'm gonna go through all the stitches one by one here. And here at the top, I'm gonna grab also this here. Here at the middle, I'm gonna grab also the top, and I'm gonna do a slip stitch. And then I'm gonna do 1 slip stitch here. So just try to go around, same as I did over here. Okay, so in the other side, I am going to work like this. I'm going to work the stitches, slip stitch, again here at the last one, insert the hook, and I'm going to insert also right here at the top of the other increase, and grab here the top, and I'm going to do a slip stitch through all these 3. So like this, it's round. Then I'm going to continue crocheting slip stitch, slip stitch to the next stitch, and then to the next one again, insert the hook, and then again insert here at the top of the next decrease, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. And do that, and here all the stitches one by one with slip stitches. And this is how it will look like. So now that the neck is shaped, I'm just going to work a slip stitch through the back loop. The same border that I did over here, the same ribbing, I'm going to do it over here. Slip stitch through the back loop on the way back and then on the way up. So I'm going to continue crocheting that as many rows as you feel comfortable with. So you continue crocheting some of them and try it on, and then you see if the crew neck is enough for you, because maybe some of you would like to have a small crew neck and maybe some higher crew neck. So just try that on, and I am going to show you how many rows actually I did for my cardigan. So let's continue and crocheting slip stitch through the back loop, forth and back. Okay guys, here we are. I did finish the crew neck, and I also wanted to tell you that I did a hole over here because I forgot to tell you that. I just left 2 stitches, same way as I did the holes over here, because I'm gonna put a button over here as well. So I think I went 3 times forth and back, 3 times for here under the hole, and 3 times forth and back on the top. So now the next thing is sewing the buttons, and that's it, the whole pattern. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!